Delaware Shakespeare Festival met with 3 teens from the Christina Cultural Arts Center who had spent some time thinking about Hamlet's "Too solid flesh" soliloquy. Our conversation started out on an unexpected note, but traveled to some interesting places.
I can't say I relate to anything. I've never been in this type of predicament ever in my life. Never have I ever witnessed my friends being in it either. So I can't say it's relatable.
Okay.
Well, to me, it's not relatable.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his canon 'gainst self-slaughter.
Like, oh, this can't be true. This can't be real.
He kind of wants it to be over.
Yeah,
That's the canon. He just wants everything to just go away and be gone.
I don't want to share specifics.
Okay.
But there's I was being it was like I was in court. Everybody was antagonizing me. It was my mother, my aunt, and one of my uncles, and they were just. I was going away for my college tours the next day, and they were coming over to give me money, and it was just I did something that they didn't like, and it was just like they were making it a bigger deal than I thought it was, and I was just sitting there like, oh my God, just give me the money and leave.
I've been in that situation, sort of like in school, like when it's a certain, like I know when we had SATs and I was taking them, like the first day when we had to practice to take them, I just wish that I could go away. Like I just wish that I could just be invisible in my seat or something until it was over. Right. But then I realized since I couldn't do that, I had to face it, so I did what I had to do. Yeah. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world.
He just felt as though nothing mattered. He was depressed, oh, it could be a nice sunny day, and he was just like, oh, this is too much.
Right.
Sometimes in math class, you're just like, are we gonna use this?
Oh,
what's
the
the
shapes
point?
and stuff,
the calculus, all that. What's the point?
When am I ever gonna need to be able to cite the crucible? When am I ever gonna have to use a physics equation to figure out when the rock is gonna hit the ground at 8 o'clock or whatever?
The rock's still gonna hit the ground.
What is the point of any of this? It's gonna hit the ground. It's gonna happen soon. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, that was to this Hyperion to a satyr, so loving that my mother, that he might not between the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Married with my uncle, my father's brother, not more than my father than I to Hercules, within a month.
It's just like adults, they think differently. And maybe at that time, or maybe she felt a way that she felt like it was right, even though he might think it's wrong, because at the end of the day, that's his father.
Right.
But I do understand.
You have to account for the fact that they're royalty. They have the people to think about. And if at the time, a queen couldn't rule by herself. There had to be, someone had to step up and be king. So if she hadn't married him that soon, there could have been revolts. There would have been turmoil. She had to show that there was unity within the royal family, and thus royalty, unity at the head of the country. That their country was gonna be stable despite the death of the king.
But he feels that she could have got somebody else. And if I was in his shoes, to tell you the truth, I would feel that way too. Mom, why my uncle? I can relate to that. Now, if you put it in that sense, I can relate to that, because there's been times where mothers, as they always do, sometimes you don't want to hear it, and you do feel like, can I just get away?
Yeah.
Why? So yes, there has been times like that. If you put it in that sense, I can relate to.
Oh, most wicked speed to post, with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Well, in my case, I would have spoke out.
You would've spoken
And that's because, well, it's just that my mom always told me, if I feel some type of way about something, or if I do not like something, there's always a way that you can say it. You don't have to get screaming and yelling and wanting to fight. You can just sit down and say, can we have a talk? If you have that type of relationship.
Right.
But even if I didn't have that type of relationship, in this case, if I had a situation like this, I would speak out. Because at the end of the day, I'm hurt.
Like, as members of society, or like as young people, really, we have to stay quiet a lot, even when like we might object to something or not like it or have problems with it. Like, but we're expected to be quiet, and so I kind of identify with that.
His mother is going to do what she wants to do. She's a grown woman, and you have to agree to disagree at the end of the day. You might not like it, and you can tell her that you do not like it, but you can't control it.
I would just let him know that you should have a family discussion, okay?
Be more considerate. Like, to be more considerate of his mom, because like, in all honesty, if his dad was the type of man that he built him up to be, and his mom loved him like that, then she's probably not all that happy about this marriage either.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably upset, and he should talk to her. He should have some type of sympathy for her situation. Like, she's probably not happy, and then he should probably talk to his uncle, because there's still that whole murder thing to think about.
I am Hamlet.
I am Hamlet.
I am Hamlet.